Hey guys, today's Veterans Day, and as you see in the picture before you is a soldier kneeling down in front of a grave. That is Arlington Cemetery. Every year, soldiers go out to this dusty compound, as you may see it as. I see it as a land of heroes that fell before their time, and they were ready to go. This soldier's probably kneeling down in front of his commanding officer or one of his soldiers in his ranks. Probably a brother in arms that he knew and watched die. It doesn't really matter at this point in time. This man knew the risk. He knew what was coming. And he still stood in front of that bullet, ready to take it. He stood in front of the line of defense that he swore. And I'd like to thank him. I'd like to thank that man. I would like to thank each and every one of them. Every veteran that you see, if you could, thank him. Call up your VFW. Go down to your local armed forces. Go down to your National Guard. If you see a soldier, thank him. Because they're doing more for this country than anyone knows. We may hate on them. You may hate the police and all that. But today is Veterans Day. Thank your soldiers. These men have learned fear. They have been bred to bring fear. They have been taught how to put on a uniform that is so difficult to take off that they don't even know who they are in the mirror. And you may not see that as a different thing. Everyone changes over life. But from the time they make it to the doors of their boot camp to the time they make it to combat, they change. In this row, you're seeing a soldier and veterans. I bet that soldier turned and thanked those men. Those revered men. I also think that the people in front of them thank them too. Even now as we speak, there is a war going on and men are fighting in it. More men are becoming veterans. More men are becoming warriors. Revered warriors. Even though there are a handful that have earned the title revered from 1945, World War II, and World War I. These men were revered. They have seen something so traumatic that they didn't even speak about it until later on. People asked about the war, and people also said that the Battle of the Bulge was the most dangerous battle there was in World War II. And I agree. Even though I wasn't there, I heard stories about it. So many people died, blood everywhere. The flag almost fell. But I'd like to say this much. I'd thank them too if they were still here. I'll thank each and every one of them. Say a prayer tonight, telling God I want to thank those who've laid down their lives for me. I want to thank God for giving these men to us. Thank God for giving us these veterans, these people that stand in front of the darkness that waits to take this country and waits to take the rest of the world. Because without these men standing in that precipice and that path, we would not be here today. There are some people that go to funerals of the fallen soldiers and protest. Even though that soldier is the reason why they have all these freedoms, the freedom of speech, and all these other freedoms that we have, the right to burn the flag, the right to bear arms, they have given us these rights. Even though the Congress during the Revolutionary War wrote them down, without these soldiers, without these men, we would not be here. Without them, we wouldn't have these rights. We wouldn't have these amendments. And people look past that and don't see that. And I want you to go every day if you can, or every time you could, to pray or thank these revered soldiers. That's all I ask for you. Alright, guys. That's all I have for today. Talk to you guys some other time.